Hello and welcome to Moviefone. Moviefone TV is your ticket to all that's new at the movies. Here's what's hot on screen. With the help of her pet goat and a little magic from the stars, a sharp-witted idealist sets out to save her community in the animated musical comedy Wish, featuring the voices of Ariana DeBose and Chris Pine.
Once upon a time stood Rosas, a most magical kingdom, founded by a king with the power to grant wishes.
You are their handsomest, most beloved king.
You're right. I am a handsome king.
Definitely what inspired it was really looking at something that is indicative of so many of our Disney characters, which is wishing upon a star, having a wish in your heart. It really connects with what's the purpose of your life and what drives you.
The film's about wishing. It's about wishing on stars, and that's, as we know, kind of Disney's forte.
We took a still from each one of our movies, each one of the features, and pinned them up all on one bulletin board, and we're able to see this common thread, and that was, so many lead characters wishing on a star.
She's full of joy, full of life, but she's also like, ooh, squirrel!
Exactly.
This film is its own new Disney classic, but it does such a beautiful job of celebrating the roots.
People give their wishes to me, and I grant the wishes I am sure are good for Rosas.
Some of these will never be granted.
Not some, most.
They deserve more than...
I decide what everyone deserves.
It keeps alive a tradition of storytelling that is all about the dreams and wishes and imagination of children, and I'm super happy to be involved with it.
Being here at this particular moment in time, we're all Disney fans ourselves, so it feels incredibly special to be part of this movie. Everybody wanted to work on the movie, and it became really a project of hope.
If you wish upon a star, which is throughout so many different Disney movies throughout the 100 years, and Asha, the lead character, she wishes on the star.
So I look up at the stars to guide me.
I wish.
And throw caution to every warning sign.
It was thrilling. I wouldn't say that the process was any different from anything else I've ever done, aside from recording in a studio for most of it. You're both talking and singing into a void.
Last night, I made a wish on a star. And the star answered.
One of the things that Chris Buck says all the time is that one wish can change the world, and that's what Walt did, and that's what Asha's doing in the movies.
I hope we made him proud. I hope he's happy that we are creating something new, because who he is, right? He would have dived into the new technology, new story, and that was part of the inspiration.
I have a few thousand questions, starting with, how is any of this possible?
There's sort of the spirit that I try to bring to every project is, put good energy out into the world, lead with your heart, follow your instincts and do what you think is right and what is best in the moment that you're in. And I think, through this story, Asha really is doing that. Her wish is not for herself. Her wish is for the people around her.
They want a villain, you got one. Brought to you by Chris Pine.
I think it's the blend of the old and the new, so you have the watercolors, but you also have CG technology, so there's an immersive quality to the film.
I'm talking. I am talking. Ha! Who knew my voice would be this low?
The animation, it has a watercolor feel to it, as going back to the original classic films.
Look, we want the audience to go to the theater, see it with their family, see it with their friends, see it with the community, and come out of the theater feeling a sense of joy and hope.
The message of the movie feels perfect for right now because it's so hopeful.
Everyone, no matter how old or young, will take a moment to reconnect with their ultimate wish.
Sometimes ordinary people become extraordinary leaders, and staying open to those possibilities and stepping into these roles for the right reasons is important.
Moviefone recommends the biographical drama Priscilla, directed by Sofia Coppola, chronicles the complex and often unseen side of one of rock and roll's most iconic couples.
What's your name?
Priscilla Boyer.
You like Elvis Presley?
Of course. Who doesn't?
The book that she wrote in the 1980s, and that, the script leans heavily on. And then, it was sitting down with Priscilla Presley herself, which I got the honor to do, and just sort of taking the time and letting her walk through this sort of section of her life.
What are the kids listening to these days?
Bobby Darin, Fabian, and you.
To watch her sort of go back to that time, and maybe she'd giggle a bit thinking about a memory they had together, and those were so precious to have, and putting this puzzle piece together.
You got women throwing themselves at you. Why my daughter?
Well, Sarah, I happen to be very fond of your daughter.
Sophia and I, we love Elvis. We love the music of Elvis, And at a certain point, he was just so beautiful. And this is, we're telling Priscilla's story, and Elvis was the king.
You don't have to worry about it. Less about sort of what side of him was being portrayed, and more about trying to find the human being in him and make it a believable and real person.
There's a lot of rumors about you.
Was there something you're hiding?
Sophia is a visionary, like in every aspect of the film. She had ideas how to use music to caress the story.
I need a woman who understands that things like this might happen. Are you gonna be here or not?
She hones in, she knows exactly what she wants, but she also knows when to have fun and remind everyone we're making a film, and we should all enjoy it while we're doing it.
She sort of let us know immediately that you didn't have to be dark and brooding and go through all these heavy things to make a good movie. She's, she is the artist. She's everything that you would want as an actor and more.
It was a real treat. She was a dream director for me to work with. She was the director I wanted to work with. It was more than anything I could have imagined.
I want a life of my own.
Up next on Moviefone TV, we look at the dark comedy Poor Things and the dramatic thriller Cat Person. To find out where to watch any movie, check out Moviefone.com. Find it, watch it.
There's a kid in a candy store every day just filming all these beautiful sets and costumes and makeup that looked amazing.
Moviefone Spotlight. After being brought back to life, a young woman embarks on a journey of self-discovery as Emma Stone inverts the classic Frankenstein story in the dark comedy Poor Things.
This is Bella. Bella, this is Mr. McCandles.
Hello, Bella.
Oh.
The era was, I suppose, a grounding in Victorian era, but actually we started there, and then Baxter, obviously a sort of a futurist, would have been forward thinking. He would have had electricity in his house, and from that we gave ourselves the carte blanche to also make the world like that.
And sort of because we're in more of a fantasy world, you can kind of become a bit braver from that. So you create that world with these Victorian shapes and Victorian hairstyles, but that means that then when you put Bella into that, in this kind of fantasy world, she really stands out.
And as long as it felt somehow grounded in this Victorian familiarity, that really we could go completely off-piste, and it was more fantastical and sort of dreamlike, really, and a bit psychedelic.
So camera-wise, I just film what's in front of the camera, and what was in front of the camera in Poor Things is pretty amazing. So I was like the kid in a candy store every day, just filming all these beautiful sets and costumes and makeup that looked amazing,
She's an experiment.
Good evening.
Her brain and her body are not quite synchronized, but she's progressing at an accelerated pace.
The costumes and the set have to work together. They have to be symbiotic, and the colours and the shapes and the whole sort of approach needed to be, one vision.
With Bella, I wanted to show in hair and makeup that she's not shackled to society norms. You know, the fact that her hair is down all the way through the movie pretty much, that wouldn't have happened in Victorian times. And it's a real marker of who she is, that she doesn't live by those kind of rules.
I was working carefully to, dress Bella each day for each scene. So at the beginning, she's very much like a child in a grown-up's body, and she's being dressed by a maid. And then when she moves to Lisbon, she doesn't have a maid anymore. And then it's about how she puts these looks together and trying to imagine her being a young child, maybe dressing up in a grown woman's wardrobe. And then when she gets to Paris, she sort of finds her way. So the clothes take a slightly different journey. They become much more structured and more serious. And at the end of the film, she's in clothes and, they're quite inconspicuous.
I am Bella Baxter, and there is a world to enjoy, circumnavigate. It is the goal of all to progress, grow.
A woman plotting her course to freedom. How delightful.
It's not every day you get to read a script like that and be told at the same time that they want to build everything, that, you're not going to shoot it in London or Lisbon and Paris. You're going to go and build those things on a soundstage. And then you hear that you can make miniatures and, all the stuff that I'd only ever learnt about at film school. And then you meet Yorgos and he's like, yeah, I want to do all this stuff, and some other filmmakers play lip service to it, but, that guy, when he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it.
He's very good at being sort of able to come up with ideas quite spontaneously. So, he likes to be prepped, but at the same time, not to be too kind of sort of like locked in that you can't make up stuff as you go along on a day-to-day basis. So he would set up a scene and then we'd see how it played out, and he'd come up with lots of ideas, and the shorthand I know from that is to wait for him to sort of say, maybe we try this shot, and you go, great idea.
Oh.
In case you missed it, a college sophomore experiences the horrors of modern dating through a series of imaginative projections and unmet expectations in the genre-bending thriller Cat Person.
Is that guy Robert again?
Listen, concession stand girl. Why don't you give me your number?
Wait, you never said where he goes to school.
I think he just works.
Oysters, come on.
He has cats. His eyes are nice. They crinkle.
Yeah, because he's old.
The first thing that was interesting was that when I read it, I found it incredibly relatable and specific to being a young woman. And I thought it's amazing that The New Yorker, an elevated, historically more male literary magazine, is publishing this young woman's story. I sort of started to notice that in the culture, it, obviously was provoking a lot of like mixed reactions and angry reactions. And then it was sort of a moment of saying, why are people so inflamed by this material?
Hey, do we want to do this? This is the worst life decision I've ever made.
And then it sort of had a whole other round of being intriguing, which was really the meta conversation of like, why are people so activated by the story? What is it that makes people not able to just read the story and like not have a strong reaction to it? Why are men freaking out on Twitter about it? Why are people getting into angry debates about this story?
Why lie about having cats?
Because liking cats makes a guy seem non-threatening.
That internal debate, we just bring so much of our own personal history to bear on how we like read that particular encounter, because we've been him or her or both, or sometimes we're him and sometimes we're her. And I think that's what's so brilliant about what Kristen wrote.
He's hiding something.
I'm the monster in your mind.
The power of the story is that it makes people reflect on themselves and their own encounters.
One of us has to die.
Coming up on Moviefone TV, we look at the mystery drama At the Gates and the horror thriller Lord of Misrule.
Once they're so contained, you start to realize that there are a lot of secrets.
Find it, watch it. A Salvadorian housekeeper and her teenage son begin to question the true intentions of their affluent employers in the mystery thriller At the Gates, featuring Miranda Otto.
¿Aquí vive? Está bien grande esta casa.
Estate bien hoy.
Nico, thank you for helping today. I'm Marianne Barris.
Thanks for letting me come work here.
I loved Augie's script when I first read it. I just thought it was such an interesting examination of what's going on in America today.
The topics that it tackles, I think, is something that I had never seen done in this way before.
I wanted to humanize multiple characters involved in what is a polarizing topic.
Peter doesn't want anyone going into his office.
Yes, he won't be any trouble.
These two families in this situation together have to deal with each other as human beings.
Anna, why don't you and your son just go in the guest bedroom?
Anna and Nico are hiding from the police, and they are told to hide. And it creates their viewpoints over whether or not they're safe.
The officers that came to the gate work for immigration. If you were to try to leave, they're likely waiting for you out on the street. We have a space in the basement.
They come from such different backgrounds, and I think Lauren is a little bit fascinated with him.
They're both of the same generation, they're contemporaries, they're around the same age, but they obviously have opportunities that life will present to each one of them are very different.
Arreglaron todo esto en tan poco tiempo.
Sí, ¿qué pasa?
Porque está todo armado como si ya nos estuvieran esperando. I'm an immigrant myself, so I've been through a lot of the same adversities he's been through. I was brought here when I was 1. I work with my parents.
And Ezekiel is amazing. I'm so happy for him. This is an amazing feature debut for him, and such a perfect one.
Working with him, I think it was very easy to form that bond.
Hey, were you and your former housekeeper close?
She lived with us.
What happened?
My mom could be pretty demanding. She'd end up quitting.
At first, they seem highly functional, but then once they're so contained, you start to realize that there are a lot of secrets.
Prometo que sí, mamá.
Indie Corner. After her daughter goes missing, a local vicar is forced to confront just how far she'll go to get her back in the horror thriller, Lord of Misrule.
When we bring a child into this world, we vow to guide them through the darkness and lead them towards the light.
My first reaction was I knew I wanted to make the movie. I was like, oh, wow, this is really fresh, but it also feels familiar, which I love that concept. And just the imagery of the festival and the mass and these people and what they celebrate and how they celebrate was just really interesting to me.
I don't know where Grace has got to.
Grace!
Grace!
Grace! Here's this woman who is kind of the vicar, the reverend for this town. She's new, so she seems to hold a lot of responsibility for the town folk. Maybe more so, she pays attention more to them than she did her own family. And then when her child goes missing, what would you do if you were a parent? You know, you wouldn't sleep, you wouldn't eat, you wouldn't change your clothes, and you'd just be wanting everybody to help. And a strange part about this town, this village, is everybody seemed kind of like moving on, and they were okay with it a little bit too much. And so for her, the madness wasn't just in trying to find her daughter, but it was also trying to get the people around her to cooperate.
Your lord does not have your child.
Then who has taken my daughter?
Every year we drive him out. But he stands in the fields and waits.
There's big themes of kind of extremist religious ideologies, which I really loved exploring, and then the kind of very relatable story of a parent trying to find their missing child.
The midnight sun will rise. And you will see his glory.
Stay tuned. There's more coming up on Moviefone TV. Thanks for watching Moviefone TV. To find out where to watch any movie, check out Moviefone.com. Find it, watch it.